In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use two computers to get a recording of Zoom into your CAT computer, into your writer, and record your voice. Here's my little makeshift put together Zoom kit. I call it Pam's Zoom kit. Sound Professionals has a much nicer looking one, but let me just break it down and show you what all these pieces are for. Let's start with what do you have here? I have two USB sound adapters. Also referred to as Pure Audio from Andrea. Then I have a Y cable. You can see right here it's split, and I've actually got it plugged into my CAT computer. And then I also have a headset with a microphone built onto it and a steno machine. Let's see how all these pieces come together. I'm going to start with the steno machine just because I'm over here. And I'm going to plug it into the mic jack. Follow that cable, M meaning microphone, going into the isolator, and that's my writer patch cable right there. The other end of that is actually going into the CAT USB sound adapter, into the microphone jack. Now, the other end of my USB adapter that's in my CAT computer is for headphones. Let's follow that along. Green for headphones. It's actually going to go to the headset. See that? Follow it along. That is my headset, which is going to record my voice, and I can also then hear all the participants. Now, if we take a look over here, we have the Zoom USB adapter. The other end of my headphones, I have the microphone plugged in to the microphone jack. And then when it comes out of the headphone jack, well, just a patch cable that's going into the other end of the Y splitter. So let's plug all this in. Okay, I'm going to start with the Zoom one. And you can see I plugged it into one of my USB ports. It's flashing, so now I'm going to check the audio in Zoom. By going down to the little arrow next to the picture of the microphone, I can click on it and make sure that I actually have it selected. Notice the check marks are actually by microphone, Pure Audio, for recording my voice, and then speakers, Pure Audio, so I can hear everything. Now if I want to test it, I'll just come down to Test Speaker and Microphone. Now you can see that it's recording my voice because you can see the blue flashing down below. If I move it a little closer to my mouth, it'll flash even more. So then it lets me know that it's all set and ready to go. Now I'm not quite done testing my audio on my Zoom computer. I've pulled up this Andrea Commander software, and you can see here there's three sections on here. My recording, playback, and there's actually an audio recorder. All I'm really interested in is the recording and the playback. I could test it through the recorder as well if I wanted, but let's take a look at the recording. The blue circle where I have my red arrow indicates what my volume is set for the recording. Sometimes you may have to move this up or down a little bit, but you'll tell that when you're actually recording because you'll actually see pulsating bars in your CAT software. And if you see anything red or yellow, that means it's too loud. So you can just drag this left or right to increase or decrease. Now also, as far as enhancements goes, we really don't want to have any other enhancements other than the noise cancellation checked. So that looks good. Now we'll come up and look at the speakers. Again, you see the little blue circle up there. Depending on how loud your participants are, you may end up moving that up or down a little bit. And then over on this side here, again, we don't really have anything checked over in the enhancements. You don't have to have the Audio Commander software to set your settings on your audio, but sometimes it's more visual. Otherwise, you can just come into your control panel, go to Sound, and let's take a look at a few things in here. I'll start with the playback. Under speakers, you'll see that your pure audio one should be selected, and you can tell that because it's got a green check mark. If I double click on it, that leads me to some tabs in this window. General, I'm going to skip over, there's not much in there really. I'm going to head to levels. Now here, the important part you want to make sure on these is move this up if you need to hear it a bit more, and also make sure that your microphone array is set to about at least 80. The biggest thing in here is you want to make sure there's no line through this, because it has to be set so that it can actually pick up your voice. If you do see a circle on it that's red, just click it and it unchecks it. So those should both be unchecked. Again, under enhancements, I don't really have anything in here. I could check noise cancellation, but it seems to be working without having to do that. So that was the playback tab. Now we'll take a look at the recording tab. Again, under here, you want to make sure that your Andrea Pure Audio is selected, and you can tell because it has a green check mark, and then double click on it. And you can see here I have it set at 70%. You might increase or decrease that just depending on what you need. Microphone enhancements. Again, the only thing that's checked is noise cancellation. So I'm all set on my Zoom computer. Now let's move over to the CAT computer. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the other USB Andrea device into it. In this Andrea adapter, I have my headphones with the headset portion plugged into the headphone jack. And then I have a Y splitter plugged into the microphone jack. I'm using the Y splitter so that I can split off my recording back from Zoom in the pink microphone jack setting there, and then I'm going to take the other part of it and plug it into that isolator that's going into the writer. So here's all of my cable connections: writer, Zoom, USB adapter, and other USB adapter. Now over on my Catalyst computer, I'll take a quick look at my options for translating and recording the audio. I'll click on the Options button in the bottom left corner. When I click that, I'm going to go up to the Real-Time tab. On my Real-Time tab, I'm really just looking in this area here to make sure that I'm recording with the best quality audio I can get, which is Opus 32. Or if you prefer the PCM settings, you can always choose one of them, if in the event that you don't even have the Opus one. All right. Then below that, under audio input, I have it actually saying microphone array Andrea Pure Audio. It might just say default, but it's always safer to make sure that you pick this one. So everything looks good in Catalyst. Again though, just like on my Zoom computer, I'm going to check my audio settings through the computer. And these settings are pretty much going to be similar. You can see that it's detecting my voice because you can see the pulsating orange bars there. Again, you can increase or decrease this. Again, you also have noise cancellation checked and nothing else. And then you also have the playback. Or, as I mentioned before, you can always do the control panel in the sound properties. Same thing here though. It's checked for the microphone Pure Audio under the recording tab. And same thing under the speaker tab. There it is again. Under the levels for the speaker, I have speakers at 100% and microphone array at 80 and nothing muted. Now back to Catalyst, let's see how it sounds. Please don't test my writing skills. The important part that you want to see down here is that it is actually recording my voice right now. And you can see because of the pulsating green bars. Now let's check to see if it hears my voice. Don't test my writing skills. Now let's take a look over here on the writer. You can also see that it's recording because it's flashing green here too. If I plug headphones into this, you'd be able to hear it. But you just have to take my word for this otherwise. Now let's hear it through Zoom. Okay, now I'm actually just hearing it through the headset. So you can kind of hear it coming through those headsets or the headphones here. Now let's hear that in our CAT software. But before we leave that, I just want to show you that it is recording on the writer. You see that it's recording on the computer.
Startup programs may use a service to start up with Windows instead of actually running as a process.
So that was pretty loud. So if anything, I could either turn that down, or if I like that, that's great, or I could also turn myself up. But just wanted to show you that it did record both my voice, Zoom participants, and I only had to use 2 computers. So this is what my cable setup looked like. Now, Sound Professionals has a much nicer looking kit. It's all nicely packed in, and it's pretty straightforward too. Again, you see 2 USBs right here, which are essentially in an adapter, which they've nicely packaged here. And they also have a cable coming out for the writer. And then there is where your headset goes in. So you've just seen really mine deconstructed behind the scenes of what this looks like. But this is nice looking and easy to plug in. Martel also has a Zoom compatible kit. Same idea, 2 computers, headset, splitting off the signal via their little USB device, and splitting with cables. So either one, or put your own together, and you can actually record what you want, eliminating background noise and making sure that it captures your voice and also into multiple devices. In my next live seminar, I'm going to cover some of these kind of tips in Windows, Zoom, and Catalyst. You can earn 3 CEUs and join me with questions. Hopefully I'll have all the answers, and if I don't, at least I have the resources to get them. I hope this video helped, and thanks for watching. So keep on Zooming.